you talk about the Alex Mafia in the book. Do you think, and I think a lot of South Africans, when we read about Paul Mashatile, it's very sporadic. Like, once every few months an article comes up and you're like, who is this elusive figure? But do you think the Alex Mafia is an actual mafia? Because, I mean, you write about the Stellenbosch Mafia, and that's more of like a collection rather than an established figure. Because when you're reading the book, my kind of concern is I look at the criminality aspect, and I think especially now with the Audit Committee going on in the Commission, and we see how organized crime has infiltrated SAPS. I think for a lot of South Africans, we talk about the Alex Mafia and the potential of that infiltrating the government at large. Should Paul Mashatile become the president?
So the Alex Mafia is, and I argue it in the book, is Paul Mashatile's principal network of influence. Now, the Alex Mafia refers to this group of anti-apartheid activists that were active in Alex, north of Johannesburg, in the 1980s, and they moved with Mashatile as his political career progressed. When I started doing research for the book, I was given access to Barbara Hogan's personal papers at the Wits Archives, and in those personal papers, which I found very fascinating, it might be very boring to many, but I found fascinating having access to ANC memoranda, minutes, agendas of the ANC. Shortly after they were released, shortly after they were unbanned in 1990, and Paul Mashatile's name started cropping up very, very early. So, and next to Paul Mashatile's name, many of his so-called Alex Mafia mates also started making their appearance in ANC regional committees as part of this committee and that committee. And post 1994, certainly when Mashatile moved into the Gauteng executive, many of them moved with him. And after that, many of them started becoming very wealthy. Some of them owners and directors of companies that were given state contracts in Gauteng. So it was a case of this grouping of individuals. And of course, referring to the Alex Mafia, it's said in jest, and that's where the name came from. The original Alex Mafia actually was run by Joe Modise in the 1960s and 70s. So there was a senior Alex Mafia and a junior Alex Mafia. So I do think that the Alex Mafia is his principal network of influence. That should he ascend to the highest office, they will ascend with him. And as I try to illustrate in the book, many of them have become very wealthy, I would argue, due to their proximity to the political principle. And then that's the story of South African politics, isn't it? It's about political principles, it's about their networks of influence, and often using that proximity to advance their own business and personal interests.